Hey, how's it going? Today I am talking about how to make your workouts harder at home. This is Running to the Castle, a podcast for injury-prone RunDisney runners on a journey to running magical miles. Join me, Dr. Allie, as I share the secrets I've gathered as a runner, doctor of physical therapy, and coach. You'll learn the exact ways I get my clients to the castle strong without feeling broken or held together with KT tape as they cross the finish line. Okay, so if you've been around for any length of time, you know that I don't go to the gym. I used to go to the gym. You may or may not know that. I used to go to the gym for my workouts. That was strictly because I thought it would make me more consistent. I also thought it would make it just easier for me. This was when I was still doing in-person physical therapy visits through my company called Mobile Physical Therapy, where I went into people's homes and helped them with their gain overall strength and function. And so if somebody canceled last minute or no-showed, or even if it wasn't last minute, but it was the day or a couple of days before, I would have this big gap of time because I hate being late. So I would give a good buffer so that I wouldn't be late from one patient's appointment to another. And if they canceled, that would leave me like an hour and a half to 2 hours sometimes, because our sessions were 45 minutes to an hour. And so I had a gym membership. We were at Las Vegas Athletic Club for a while. It was so crowded. I hated it. I could never get a space to work out in for dumbbells. I could never get a machine. They had a ladies only section, which I preferred because I don't know about you. I don't like being stared at by men, other people at at the gym. And in the ladies only section, it was really small, but you tended to not get that. However, what you did get was lots of perfume. And you probably don't know this about me. I don't talk about it often. I have a very, very sensitive nose. When I worked in the PT clinic, I used to be able to smell this one woman's perfume from the elevator. When she got off the elevator and started walking down the hall, I could smell her perfume. Now, granted, she loaded it up. She was wearing a lot. Everybody could smell it. It was not subtle, but I could smell it from that far away. And the elevator was probably 150 feet away at least, and through doors. So anyway, I couldn't stand LVAC anymore. So we moved on over to Lifetime Athletic, and I loved it in the beginning. It was great. I could go. They have 2 locations in town. So if I was in Henderson, I could go there. If I was up in Summerlin, I could go there. It was great. And I could get a workout in. I could just go and walk on the treadmill, or I could go and lift weights, whatever it was. And then things started to change, and I switched to online business only. And I wasn't going to the gym as much. I was working out at home. So I got myself some dumbbells. We already had the treadmill, and I just completely converted it. So a lot of my clients don't want to go to the gym for multiple reasons. Maybe they have kids and the daycare at the gym is non-existent, or is limited hours, or limited time there per child, or whatever. It could be they work busy hours and they have to be home, just in the home for the children, or they just flat out like don't like going to the gym. They don't like strength exercises, but they actually do it because they know they need it. There are many reasons. So I love this because I work out at home, and being a physical therapist, I am really good at making exercises harder without a whole lot of extra equipment. Now, you do need some equipment. I do recommend elastic resistance bands and some moderate to heavy dumbbells for somebody who doesn't regularly work out. So that's like 10 to 20 pound dumbbells max. Something under 10 pounds, I can make it up for you. So we can use cans, we can use water bottles, we can use water jugs, things like that. Because in case you don't know, like a gallon of water or milk is 8 pounds. So, you could empty that jug from what it's usually being used for, fill it up with water, And there you go, you have 8 pounds. So these are the types of things that I can help my clients do. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. So, like I said, there are many ways to make your exercises harder. So, increasing your resistance bands. I do recommend getting, I like tubing resistance bands with the handles and then with the foot straps so that you can use it on your ankles, you can use it on your feet, and you can hold it for things like rows and shoulder extension and shoulder external rotation, things like that. As opposed to the flat elastic bands that they typically give you in physical therapy. I just don't like those because they're super thin, they break really easily. And so if they're starting to degrade, you don't necessarily know. Yes, of course, sometimes you can see it, but sometimes you can't. And when those things snap, they hit you and it hurts. So I do recommend the tubing kind of elastic bands. And then I also recommend the circular kind, like the ones that are just full circle. You can put those around your knees for clamshells. You can put them around your shins or knees for lateral walks, monster walks, forward and backward monster walks, things like that. You can use them holding them in your hands to add some resistance to just general arm movements. And then I do recommend, like I said, like a 10-pound dumbbell. Anything under that, I can help you figure out how to make it harder. A water bottle, 16 ounces, is 1 pound. A can of beans is usually 14 and a half ounces, so that's close to 1 pound. So we can layer up cans of beans or water bottles to use for lighter dumbbells, put them in a bag, hold on to them, things like that. Those are ways that you can add weight to your exercise. Other ways that you can make an exercise harder is to change it from doing it on both legs to just one leg. So squats, for example. If squats are really easy, you could make it harder by working toward doing single leg squats. And there's a progression that I have people do, because if you've ever gone from double leg squats, like a regular squat, to single leg squats, it's like near impossible. But I have a progression that I take my clients through. Or doing deadlifts, going from both legs on the ground to a single leg RDL style deadlift to work those hamstrings and the glutes. You can also change up the order that you do your exercises. You can do exercises that are somewhat easier, do them at the end of your workout, and that automatically makes them harder because you've already worked those muscles in another way earlier in your workout. You can also add an isometric hold in the middle of an exercise. Let's say you're going back to those squats. You can do a squat and you can hold it at the bottom of the squat for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds to make it harder before you come back up and really feel that muscle burn. Other ways that you can make an exercise harder by changing the speed that you're doing it in. So you could do fast concentrically, so fast activating the muscle. So for example, a bicep curl, when you're curling your arms, so you're bending your elbows, bringing your hands toward your shoulder, that's the concentric aspect of the bicep curls. An eccentric aspect is when you're returning back to your starting position, lowering those arms down back to your side. If you do that in a slower position, slower pace, slower speed, that automatically makes the exercise harder. You can do that for heel raises. You can do that for squats, straight leg raise, bridging, things like that. Bridging is another good example of making it harder by doing a regular double leg bridge and then doing a leg lift. And so you bridge up, leg lift, bridge down, and to progress you to a single leg bridge. You can also stand or put your feet or your arms, whatever you're working on, in a weight-bearing position. You can put it on foam. So I have a little foam block. The brand is called Airex. I really love it. It's good quality. You could also stand on a pillow at home. And so putting that unstable surface under you automatically makes it harder. And it makes the muscles, like the small muscles, stabilize the joint better. So that's a really good one for somebody who has stability issues. You can use a BOSU ball, either black side up or blue side up, changes depending on what you're trying to work on. I think those are the big ways to make an at-home workout harder. You do need some equipment for a lot of these to really progress it harder, but there are so many ways to make it harder just with minimal equipment or nothing extra that you wouldn't already have at home. We mentioned water bottles, cans, pillows. These are all ways to change up how your body is working during the exercise to make it harder. If you're looking for at-home strength workouts so that you can start getting stronger and stop getting injured, I just announced that Finish Line Fitness, my strength workout program, is opening. It is now open. It's starting next week. So from Monday, May 6th until Saturday, May 11th, doors are open for registration. If you're looking for at-home workouts that you can do that won't flare up your injuries, I invite you to go to the link in the description to check out Finish Line Fitness for more information. As always, thanks so much for listening. That's all for now. Talk to you soon.